I think I did everything I could here. I should go to bed early. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Underhell. Sorry it's been a couple days since I got a chance to record this. This game kind of threw a pretty significant roadblock in my way by very strongly implying that I had to play a chunk of the campaign in order to be able to explore the house to its fullest. I completed the prologue, which actually took a good 2 hours or so, and I don't know if I'll be called upon to do so again in the future. What's happening? Whatever it is, it's kind of laggy. Or maybe that's just the way the lighting is working. I've noticed that flashing lights can actually influence your perception of motion. For example, how a strobe light can kind of make it look like reality is dropping frames. It's really weird the first time you notice it. Now, I'm going to have to rack my brain a little bit since it's been a few days since I recorded. What are we missing? I don't actually know how much has changed or what's changed between the prologue and now. Now, it's telling me that I should go to bed early, and I believe we did notice at the end of the last part that we could go to bed at night. So that'll probably cause some things to advance. However, before I do that, I want to try and tie up some of the loose ends that we noticed beforehand. So the two loose ends that I noticed being that box upstairs, and I've seen that there is a dumpster around the side. One of you in the comments said that there is actually an event that plays if we get rid of our wife's belongings, so we'll check that out. The other thing is the missing... hang on, I gotta turn off my heater in a second, which actually is a good way to seg into my next statement. We gotta find the propane tank that powers the heater. Another thing that's of great interest to me is the fact that the map points out a well that should be on this property. I believe, if I'm reading this map correctly, that it should be somewhere around here in the direction of the target range, but I've yet to really find it. Ah, right here. How did I miss this before? Okay, let's get this over to that slot and we'll see what turning on the fireplace does for us. Hello, invisible wall. That's odd. This place really is haunted. Alright, get back here. Don't need you rolling away on us. I don't know if you'll respawn. But there we go, our heater is reconnected. As we know, just because we've been down there before doesn't mean that the basement is safe from scares. So I'd like to avoid going down there if at all possible, but we may need to if we have to replace a fuse, because we learned in the last episode that we can replace the fuses. I imagine that's got to be there for a reason, right? Let's try and get this heater on. Whoomph. Okay, well, we did that. Oh, look at that. The metal grate in front of the fireplace actually casts a shadow. I don't think... That's not something that's built into the engine, right? That would have to be like a custom piece of lighting. If that's something that actually exists just in engine, that it's doing automatically, that's something I don't think I've seen before. That's really cool. Oh, I can't wait to see what that looks like at night. Is there a limited amount of gas? Maybe I should turn it off. I don't know if I can get more tanks. I'd love to see that at night. That's why I don't want to waste it. Now the other loose end is throwing out my wife's stuff. Stop that, you. I was very close this time. I almost feel like I could have made it. Oh, night is falling. Not the best time to be invoking the wrath of spirits. And I don't like, in the dark, I really don't like that that attic is still open. I'm gonna close you. I had a closet like this as a kid, where it was like the wooden slats. Did not like it at all. I knew that when I had the lights on in my room that it'd be very easy for somebody to peer out and I wouldn't be able to see inside. Alright, let's Throw away the wife's stuff. Ugh, yesterday's garbage. Goodbye. This is a very nice piece of custom soundtrack. The phone is ringing. Is that a random event, or was it triggered by me throwing out her stuff? It was not her. Let's see what this looks like at night. Very cozy indeed. I talked before in the previous episode about how I really don't like this as a location for watching TV at night. Because you've got an open doorway on the right, open doorway on the left, windows all around, including behind you. Just a lot of places for you to be watched for a long time without you noticing, but at the same time, I certainly see the appeal of this location. It's very cozy, especially with the fireplace going, the warmth coming from behind, the light cast on the wall. I mean, that's the thing. This is my kind of house. It's just, do you have to have so many open windows? With nothing else to do, I guess we should try going to bed. The question is, do we do it with or without the Dreamcatcher? I say do it with the Dreamcatcher the first time so that we can note... Oh. We no longer have the option of putting the Dreamcatcher up. Oh, that's weird. Alright, let's try sleeping. Oh no. Wake up. Reminds me of Silent Hill 4. Did I just make a choice? Kind of feel like I just made a choice. I am not waking up in the location that I woke up in before. Is that a 7 or a 1? You're gonna have to make your numerals a little more clear, creepy dream world. Because right now, I don't know what I'm doing or where I'm going. No flashlight either. My dreams. Sometimes they're the same. Sometimes they're not. They all hide a secret. Memories that I forgot. Excellent dream poetry. Did I just hear footsteps that weren't mine? Really don't like hearing that with all these blind corners and exceptionally dark spaces, and I don't have a flashlight. But yeah, dream poetry reminds me, you ever hear a song in dreams that doesn't exist in real life, but like seems surprisingly coherent and fluid in the moment? I always find them impossible to recall when I wake up, but it's really weird. Do I really have to just wade into the darkness like this? Oh, I don't like this at all. But it's just going farther and farther back. To the point where I can't even see light when no. Oh, I can't see any of this, and rendering seems to add a little bit of contrast, so you're probably like totally blind right now. Can't sprint either, but I do feel like I hear the occasional noise emanating from this dark area. Corridor. Yes, get me out of this dream. Oh, it brings me back here. So this is like a hub. So maybe opening this door literally means that I'll wake up? Which actually kind of makes me think that this is maybe some kind of wrong choice. No, just locked. I legitimately expected there to be something behind me when I turned around. Like maybe that would be my punishment for making the wrong choice. Then again, to what extent could I even make a wrong choice? Because that's the thing in horror games, is that... Wait, is it still night? That's the thing in horror games, is that you find yourself not just anticipating what you think will happen, but what you think would happen. I feel like horror as a genre has so many well-played and well-known tropes that you tend to kind of read horror media in the way that predictive text might read a sentence that you're typing out. You kind of get into a groove where you kind of autoplay the beats and the tropes that you expect to play out, and in that way, you'll be right a lot of the time. He said I should go to bed early, so I guess maybe I could try falling asleep. Hello? Sound? I feel like I just missed a scare. There's another gas tank. Sorry, I feel like my commentary isn't really that on point right now. Maybe there's something new in the cellar? Does not appear so. For now, I won't need what's in there. So here's the thing. I know that this mod was never actually completed. And if I had to complete the prologue to get to this point, I wonder if it's not actually possible to fully explore everything that was intended for this house. Do you hear that? That's the piano playing. Okay, so I know the gag is supposed to be that I hear the piano playing, presumably like my wife used to do, and then I come running and, like, it stops playing just as I arrive in the room. But I peeked in the window and saw there was nobody there. Now, I understand that line of sight is probably only set up for within the house, but I think you could actually anticipate that by making it so that, you know, if you're looking from the window, you're looking from pretty far away. Maybe make it so that, like, there's blinds that come down while the piano is playing, but if you look in through the back window, all you can see is, like, a vague silhouette in the chair. See, that's the thing, is that one thing that this map is doing really well is that wandering around the house, going back and forth, accomplishing all these tasks, running to where you think you just heard a noise, it all does a very good job of making you feel like some lonely, isolated widower slowly going insane. Alright, I'm going to use an object to push this off and see if we can't finally maybe open this. Ah, it does actually work. There's the spooky music again. Nothing to actually show for it, though. Let's get these lights turned on. Where is the light switch? Stop that. You've done that like 6 times already. You can't double dip on the scare music. The one scare music this level has. I don't think these doors were closed before. I gotta stop doing this. For some reason, even though it's a video game, this really bothers me. That I just leave my back door hanging wide open like a lunatic. What? Oh! No! What the? Yeah, that's an understatement. What the what? Oh my god. Oh. That was true sensory overload terror. Are my windows fixed? That was sheer rage. That sounded like a female voice. Is that an event that triggered because I threw out the box? But yesterday definitely happened. I mean, the whole thing couldn't have been a dream. All that... The cellar door is open. See, every time I see the silhouette from that lamp or the piano, I always think I'm seeing the silhouette of someone standing inside. I feel like if you're going to have all these spaces rendering while I'm outside, and granted, I don't know to what extent you have a choice with Source, but I think it really would be cool to have an occasional scare where you actually see someone standing inside while you're outside. Now there's a window up there. I guess that would have to lead to the attic? I've only just noticed it. Hang on, let's get up to the attic and see if that's up there. Kind of weird that it seems to be the one window in the house that... Shut up, clock. Kind of weird that it seems to be the one window in the house that doesn't actually have 3D windows. I wonder if I can open this door now that I've thrown out my wife's It's back. The box is back. I don't want to go in there. Okay, we still can't. You know where I want to go even less is this attic, but I feel that I should take a look for anything I might have missed. God, I so just do not want to. Okay, so there's fuses up here. Tiny packages. I gotta look in all the nooks and crannies, see if there's anything that I might have missed. Okay, yeah, I don't see where that window's supposed to be. Because I'm now realizing this attic is actually perpendicular to where that window would be. Yo, what is the geometry of this? Unless... You know what? Now I'm looking at it. I think that would be the bathroom window, wouldn't it? Alright, let's try chucking her stuff again. Yep. I said yep. Okay, that was kind of an overplayed sound for what actually happened. If anything, it's kind of a nuisance. I'm just at such a loss for what I'm actually supposed to be doing. It's back. Once again. And now the phone is ringing. I'm sure nothing bad can come of that. Nothing is always scarier than something. And stay out. Nighty-night, ghost. The same thing? I wonder if more of these doors would open as I make progress. Because we still have 3 barricaded doors. I'm assuming that this space is going to be the same as the one from before. Unless maybe there's something I'm supposed to do here. Yeah, same home as before. A Flare. Oh, yes, that would have been so useful before. But are these limited in capacity? Come on, I'm gonna pick you up. There must be something that I'm supposed to find. That kind of sucks that I'm not able to sprint at all. I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, the space is not actually as big as I had thought, and I don't see a way through. Oh, wait. Is that actually... Yes, that's an open corridor on the right. There's progress to be made yet. My nightmares. Within my dreams they lie, always hiding in the shade. Light is my only ally against mistakes I have made. Well, I can open each of these drawers. I don't know if that's important. But I bet in one of these, yes, I'll find another flare. This is so interesting. Now, I don't know if I could have done this from the start, but the handles on that locker looked like a face as I turned around. Actually, doesn't it look like Granny? Alright. But yeah, it actually is emulating that dream logic in the way I've experienced it, where it feels like a recurring dream where I'm able to get a little bit farther each time. My guilt. When I hear it coming, I must start hiding. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Let me in, 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 let me in. This game has left me with just... Oh my god! This game has left me to just explore and kind of stew in my own isolation for so long that I really don't expect to see things like this. And it's like a heart attack every time. Even though were this a standard horror game, I wouldn't even think twice about it. When I hear it coming, I must hide. Okay, well... Do I need to make my way back now? When I hear it coming, I must hide. Well, I can't run. There's nothing left for me now but to make my way all the way back. Oh, that floodlight wasn't there before.
Frank, please, take good care of him. He's my son.
You never told me about his son before.
That's because I don't. Not anymore.
Is that voice supposed to be me? Oh, 1, 2. That makes more sense. Okay, so... I wonder if waking up now would actually... this is so irritating because I've been neglecting the sleep mechanic completely. And I probably should have been progressing this the whole time. Alright, let's keep going. At least we are finally making some kind of progress. I hope these don't get really difficult. I mean, I can't imagine anything will happen beyond just waking up prematurely. Oh, I don't like this. Rotating red lights illuminating a dark rectangular room. Visually, it almost kind of reminds me of a downplayed version of the basement from The Void. Oh, I can't touch the lights. Alright, Ugh. 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 Okay, you just had to get into the rhythm. But now we have another problem altogether. I don't have any flares. Am I really just meant to walk into this blindly?
There was an incident, and Jake barely made it alive.
What? Jesus Christ, Tom. What the hell have you been working on down there?
Yeah, this is all stuff that connects to the story of the campaign now. I had initially gone into this thinking that I would kind of keep it separate, but I think one of those so was I like given up to this other guy who I think was the helicopter pilot from the campaign. Alright, let's see what's in door number 3. Pool of water, and a mysterious lever. And a crate that we can pick up. We will be called upon for some the floor is lava shenanigans, I think. Oh, I see. We have to use the crate, stack it right here, and climb up. Luckily for us, this mod actually does have some pretty unique custom mechanics, including a vaulting mechanic. So if I hold down the spacebar next to an item, I'll actually vault over it. Now the question is, how am I gonna make that jump? That doesn't really seem very easy. It seems like there's maybe something else I'm supposed to do before that? Just made it.
So, what should we tell him when he wakes up?
I won't be here when he wakes up. That's why I need you.
Should I tell him then?
And show me number 4. There's like some distorted, almost low energy, like carnival music echoing through the chamber. If it's anything like before, I can't touch these lights. We're playing Frogger, I see. I could just sprint and hope for the best. Ugh. Oh, that was a really bizarre and disorienting sequence. There was no strategy to that. I was just kind of running. And it was actually... So the way that was set up, it was actually really easy to lose my sense of
I
direction.
have to go back, or they'll know it was me.
Don't understand. What if something happens? How do I contact you?
You can't. This is the last time you'll ever see me. Thank you, Frank, for everything. Treat him like your own son.
I will.
Jake? Jake, can you hear me? Hang in there. I'm gonna take care of you, buddy.
Let go.
For the record, what's her name?
Green. File her under Green.
Are you sure? The mailbox says Hawkfield.
Yeah, they just moved in. Mailbox was already there. Just put Green on the form.
All right, whatever you say.
That doesn't seem good. So, all that dream was doing was... The dream catcher is over my bed now. I didn't even have the option of putting it there before. I wonder if I had put it up there before, when I did have the option, it would have allowed me to skip those dreams and use the bed solely as a means of sleeping through the night. What's that noise? I should go check the backyard. I should get the flashlight from the bottom drawer in the hall. Oh, we've unlocked a whole new segment. The bottom drawer in the hall. The flashlight again. Luckily, I retained my inventory of batteries. It said he heard a noise from the backyard. Oh, the tree fell. There's nothing I can do right now. I should go back to sleep. I did record the campaign. I didn't actually give any commentary while I was playing, because I just wanted to get through it so I could get back to exploring the house. But it seems like this acts as a way to exposit this character's backstory, so I guess this character was involved with something that left them in a coma. Their dad was part of it, left before they woke up from the coma, and then something happened during the campaign which implies that there may be something supernatural to do with this player character, but beyond that, I haven't really seen what happens. The dream catcher chases your dreams away. Now, do I have the option of taking it down? I do. I can put it up and down now. Okie dokie, so... why does everything feel different? It's like there's a fog or a haze over the whole place. Although, don't think I don't see that. That's quite a nice effect right there, the leaves falling. It's little things like that that really allow the intended feeling to shine through. Because I feel like when you want to give a map a certain vibe, you have to basically tap into memories. I did not leave this fridge open. You have to tap into memories and thoughts and ideas that are associated with that vibe in the player themselves. And the best ways to get those across is by really paying attention to the subtle details associated with those things. I need something to cut through this. Yes! Okay, now we know what we have to do with the axe in the shed. Somebody in the comments for the previous part said, like, do Americans really call the shed the garden house? No, I've never heard it called a garden house before. I have no idea why they're doing this. Beep boop. Ah, I got it that time. Can't pick up the flares yet, but I can grab the axe. Yep. Yep. Yeah, that's how that works. And now, oh, we've opened up a whole new area. I bet if I were to drop this axe on the ground, it would probably have the effect of returning it to the inventory table. Yeah, it's got the highlight and everything. But remember, the map said that there was a well somewhere back here, and that's something I was really curious about, so I can't wait to explore these woods and see what's going on. Oh, there's a couple of different directions we can take. I think over here would be in the direction of this alleged well. It's the playground from my dream. And this was all just back here in the woods? A shovel. Am I gonna have to dig something up? It actually kind of reminds me of the vibe, and let me know if I'm crazy in this. It reminds me of the vibe that a lot of horror movies of the 2000s had. Oh, another diary entry from my wife. How many of these pages do we have so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 12. Okay. Still quite a ways to go, although like I said, I don't know for sure if the house segment was ever finished. Something over here, perhaps? A campfire. Night is falling. I bet I could use a flare here. I could probably use a flare to light this, but what would I do with the shovel? This is a different look. I don't like being out here at night. I'm just gonna mosey on back to the house. Oh, that's more than wind. There's like an ambient howling. Oh, is this another path I can take? It looks like it is. Oh, this isn't another branch. This is just... Okay, that's good. Good for me to have less places to go. I'm so curious. Can we maybe cut through that fence later? I feel like this is something we're gonna have to bypass later on. Otherwise, why would we be able to go down this path? You know, this actually works kind of better at night. Because the way the lighting works, looking in, you can't really discern if there's anyone at the piano or not. Oh, I can take the whole box. Yes, I bet I can use this to light the campfire. See, here's the thing is, whenever you're investigating something creepy, and I find this so much in real-life exploring, there's that disconnect. I mean, we've already established that I am a horror movie white guy, so maybe I'm biased, but there's always that disconnect between curiosity and fear, and at least in me, curiosity tends to win out. I guess the mindset with me is if I die, I'll have died discovering something cool. I could swear I just heard footsteps. Oh, screw you, game. Alright. Now, you say I shouldn't use flares here. I kind of disagree. I shouldn't use flares here. Well, then where should you use them? I shouldn't use flares here. Then where should you use them if not right here? If not to light this very fire? Well, now I kind of feel like I'm all alone in the middle of the woods for nothing. Wee woo. Wee woo. The music box just activated. And this closet opened. It's like whoever opened the music box came out of the closet. See, that's the thing with the events that have been taking place here. There's kind of this disconnect where it's just classic for a ghost story, because what are ghosts typically? They're typically portrayed as the spirit of someone who has died and is still trying to accomplish something on Earth. The events that have been taking place in this house are both scary and fearful, but also there's like a sense of longing that I knew this person, that like there's a sadness to it. And in the end, it makes it hard to tell if this is meant to be a malicious haunting or not. Hi! Crows. What happens should we turn on the fireplace? Looks like there's no gas. I could change the canister in the backyard. Okay, let's grab another one. Oh no. The fuse blew. Okay, well, we got bigger problems now than getting the fireplace going. We need to get the fuse and the power back online. Luckily, there's one of those in my destination already. Or is there? There's no fuse here. Are there a limited number of them? Okay, I'll have to go replace it then. If there's a persistent number of fuses, then the good one that I replaced in the last episode should still be in the cellar, right? This house is under attack. I've definitely felt a ramping up of the activity in this house, and I am not looking forward to where it's gonna go. You can't just pull that bullcrap. Just inserting you for one frame. Alright, get you. No, the other fuse is gone. Is there a fuse here? No, there's no fuses anywhere to be found all of a sudden. Alright, here we go. Come on. Let's go for a novel approach this time. You know, these are a set of doors that open so that you're facing downwards when you do so. Imagine opening them and just seeing someone laying across the stairs, staring up at you. Don't have time. Now, what's gonna happen? I mean, good. There's another gas canister here as well, so hopefully we can use that with our friend the fireplace. Now that the fireplace should be back up and running, let's continue with my little realism check. So fireplace is on. Now let's head out the front door and have a look. Ah, there is actually smoke rising from the chimney. Now we can test my other theory. Now what happens if we try sleeping without the dream catcher after we've already done every doorway in the dream corridor? Ah, I knew it. There is still more to come. Oh. It's a whole other layer. And there's cabinets to hide in. That's not good. We're not even safe in the hub anymore. Might I point out that this is all to the side of an actual campaign mod? It is incredible to me that this whole thing, this is like a hub world within a hub world that almost has its own story independent of a campaign that is basically a Fear clone. Perseverance. That lighting is evoking memories of GM liminal space. Have I screwed something up? Oh. I get it. It wants me to keep at it. Determination. Sir, that is a synonym. Or, I guess, technically? I suppose you could argue that there's a slightly different connotation, but nevertheless, they're very, very close, and if you have to debate about it, there's kind of not much of a distinction. Assiduous. Gotta be honest, I haven't heard that one. Is assiduous when I have to go back the way I came? Yeah, I don't really have a lot to... What is this? It's snowing and there's a van?
So where are we taking him?
To a good friend of mine. He'll take care of him. Be a better father than I ever could have been.
How can you be so sure he'll be safe with him? You can't ask this guy to be his personal bodyguard for the rest of his life.
I don't expect him to protect him for the rest of his life. I expect him to teach him how to protect himself. Make a survivor out of him.
Now, there's something in that sequence that I really want to call attention to. I see door 2 is open. In a dream, it's not only taking your thoughts and kind of spinning them into a sort of narrative, it's also playing with your associations. So, in this case, see, that's the thing. When it comes to memories, it's always really funny the things that stand out. So it seems like in this whole adoption process, it seems like two images that stand out to this character, and it's still present even right here, is snow and that bus. Really interesting to think about. I don't know how much thought has actually been put into that, or if I'm just reading way too much into it, but it's something that I find really interesting to think about. Why is every game determined to scare me with my own reflection? Am I just meant to trust that it's there? Aha. See, during these sequences, it seems like a lot is up to interpretation, and there's not much for me to directly commentate on. However, I do get the impression that each of these areas is designed to make me feel a certain way. But I feel like it's not landing with me, and I don't know if that's just because I'm in record mode, and I'm kind of like, I kind of feel pressured to get through it. Oh, it's a whole mirror world. It actually kind of looks like RTX Minecraft, but I guess what that means is... yeah, this is a leap of faith. I have to navigate by ceiling. Oh, this is trippy. This is such a cool idea. By looking up at my own reflection, it's almost like I'm playing in a top-down view, and yet I haven't left first person. And so, this would be even trippier in VR, or even worse in real life. Imagine walking a narrow tightrope over an endless chasm, and you're looking up, not even able to do the instinctive thing, and look down at your legs. That is a really cool idea.
So, who is this guy? Is he really that good?
We've worked together in the past. I don't know anyone better than him at what he does. Half of what he does is off the record.
That sounds dangerous.
That's exactly what we need.
Now that reveals to us door number 3, which will presumably be deeper in this maze. Now that is of high concern to me, because it's giving us these lockers to hide in. I'm going to go ahead and preemptively open those so that we can slam them shut in a hurry if need be. Because door number 3 and 4, they're going to be farther ahead than these two, which means a farther distance to the lockers.
You have to forgive me. Was doing this for you until I unveiled something else that would undo everything. I had to let you go. I could not let you be a part of this.
Have I mentioned that this is not the main story? That this is all stuff that happens should you choose to explore the hub world before even leaving for the first mission? Super impressive, the scope of this mod, and it makes me really sad that the final product kind of never saw the light of day. But from what I've heard, from what you guys have told me in the comments, the developers have certainly not stagnated. You said that some of them have gone on to work on Insurgency Sandstorm and stuff like that? Yeah? Oh no. 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 I'm just gonna assume that it's gone when the music stops. Brought to you by freesound.org. So that model absolutely terrified me the first time I saw it because of how out of nowhere it was. Now I just find it kind of comical watching it use those default source running animations. Usually accompanied by some stock scream sound effects. Yes, the Chasm of Death. But if we're meant to appreciate that this is a metaphor for something that's supposed to be going on in my life, one might imagine that turning back would also be the right answer, right? That I shouldn't blindly push forward doing whatever anyone says, even though it's clearly against my best interest. However, I've also played a lot of video games, and I know that it won't let me progress unless I do it. So I'll ponder the distinction between a slave and a free person while I'm falling down this endless pit of death. I'm going to have a long time to ponder it because I seem to be falling very, very slowly. Did I lose? Did I lose at falling to my death? Was that light something I was meant to avoid? I don't see how. I don't see how I was meant to avoid that. I can't move to steer my descent. Seems like I just kind of have to luck out. Hello? Now I'm falling even slower. Is this something I can control at all? Hello, game? Seriously, what am I supposed to be doing differently? No? What? Game, I don't know what you want me to do. I have to do all that again? Are you kidding? Finally. I have no idea what I was meant to be doing there, but apparently it just kind of worked out after a while. And I have a new phobia. Barely adrift in an endless black sea that seems to be indoors, maybe underground, maybe, but I can't see anything in any direction. Oh, never mind. There's a lip right here. My own panic made it so. Nevertheless, just imagine that, a completely black, even starless sky, just surrounded by glowing red water as far as the eye can see. Am I going to be waiting forever? Do I even want whoever's out there to find me? And of course, the land equivalent is proving to be only a slight improvement.
What we need? You want to put him in danger?
That's the only way for him to overcome danger and grow strong.
But if everything goes well, he won't even have to be in danger in the first place.
Hope for the best, prepare for the worst.
I knew
I
it.
do have my share of responsibility in what happened. I am not without guilt. But if it were entirely up to me, things would be very different. You could be at my side. We could be doing this together.
Alright, final dream sequence. Okay. Well, isn't this confusing? Okay, so I'm meant to carry this object with me. Okay, so I've given myself rear view mirrors, but what has that done for me? Oh wait, that's a whole bridge that isn't there normally. Okay, that's a little bit confusing. The fact that I have to jump makes it a little worse. Yeah. Okay, reverse platforming. This is the most counterintuitive thing I've ever encountered. Yeah. Yeah, jumping backwards down stairs that I can't prove exist. There's something you'll never see me do in real life. I guess these candles are sort of meant to guide you in a little bit. See, I'm looking exclusively at the mirror. This is probably going to be, like, mind-bending for you if you're looking at the mirror and the actual foreground at the same time. But I think we're done now?
This is the guy? Doesn't look like much.
And that's why he is so good at it.
Should I wait in the van?
Yeah, don't worry. I won't be long. I'll just make the introductions and say goodbye.
So we're leaving him here?
Yes, I trust Frank with my life. I trust Frank with Jake's life. This is the right thing to do, even if it's the most painful thing I'll ever have to do. Frank, please take good care of him. He's my son.
You never told me you had a son before.
That's because I don't. Not anymore.
Are we not done quite yet? Okay, bear in mind the location of the emergency safety lockers. These have to be open now, right? I've already been through each of these doors, and the ones at the end aren't opening. Nope, nope, no, 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 no. Run. I waited until I was good and far away from all of these things. Oh, we were very, very close. Yep, you're honestly just comical at this point. What's scary about this is no longer the threat of what that guy is. At this point, it's really just that sheer Duck Duck Goose-esque panic associated with knowing we have to run when we hear the music and knowing how far we are from safety. Surely I have to be missing something. Because that's just the same wake-up door that I've been seeing this entire time. Unless it considers me to have already gotten the full story, but even the other corridor had a door at the end that opened when all was said and done. I wonder if this is content that just was never finished. I heard that. Don't think I didn't hear that door open. Yeah, something I've noticed about this place is that it tends to play sounds as you wake up. Pretty interesting way of making it feel like stuff happens while you're asleep. I guess I couldn't even bother to pick that bird up off the floor. What the hell? I should throw this away. I guess that's kind of on me. Get in there, you. What about the others from before? Are they still here? No, it doesn't seem so. I'm so curious to know what I have to dig up, what it is that I'm supposed to be doing with that shovel. Because I don't know if I've seen anything up until this point that would actually indicate that I can dig. I really can't think of anything to do besides head out into the woods and try to figure out what's going on that I can dig up with the shovel. You know what I was just thinking? Maybe we don't need to use the shovel out in the woods at all. Maybe we have to use it somewhere around here. Because if we go inside and we have a look at that map, it said something about a well that should be placed somewhere around where the target range is set up. By a big tree? In front of a big tree? I don't know if that actually makes a difference, but I feel like maybe I'm supposed to unearth it? I really, truly hate the ambiance of this forest at night. The fog and the sounds. And knowing that just because I've been here once before without incident means nothing to this game's random event system. I'm definitely hearing footsteps that aren't mine. There are definitely footsteps being played that are not mine. Is this maybe the big tree? I'll just use this shovel like a mine detector. Stop that. Wait. Wasn't there a big tree down one of the paths back this way? It's a little offset from where I thought it'd be, but it's not totally outside the realm of possibility. Alright, where'd you go? It was back pretty close to the fence. Maybe on the right over here? Yeah, I think this is it. Maybe right here is where I'm supposed to use the shovel. Come on. It's gotta be around here somewhere. Hi. I think I just missed a jump scare. Alright, I couldn't figure out what to do in the woods, but don't think I haven't noticed that there's two different entities seemingly at play here. Whenever we've been inside the house, it's always been the Shadow Woman. In the woods, it's always been that zombie-looking rotted corpse from the dreams. I feel like we've simultaneously gotten a lot done, but also not gotten anything done at all. You know, I was annoyed by those before, but that was one I haven't seen before, and I really appreciate those silent jump scares. Because under different circumstances, you might see them and actually wonder whether you really saw them at all. Okay, I just got fed up with hunting around, and I decided I'm just going to look up what to do with the shovel. And I'm a little bit annoyed because it seems like I was right the first time. I'm supposed to use the shovel to dig up the well. And based on my experiences, I was left wondering if I was correct about its usage at all, but apparently I was. I do have to use it to dig it up. The only thing I was wrong about was the distance from the house. I probably have to use it about here-ish, right? All the wiki said was that I can use it in the backyard to dig up the well. But how and where? It was listed as in front of a tree. But
Hey Jake, it's me, Mike. Listen, I'm sorry I haven't called you yet. I just, you know what I've been through. It's just too soon. I barely just got through it myself, and see it happen to somebody else, to see it happen to you. Well, I feel like I'm reliving it. You know, it's been difficult to call you. I'm not trying to make this about me. You know, I'm sorry for not calling sooner. You know I love you, man. And you know we're here for you. I'm always willing to... What the hell is that? Oh, God. Is it night already?
that was actually some surprisingly good dialogue, considering what the campaign was throwing at me. But what was that about? Do other people know something about this? Or are ghosts just common in this universe? Well, there's a fuse in the attic. That's the only one left that I know of. Don't spook me. Don't spook me, please. The attic is my least favorite part of this house right now. I feel the least safe going into the attic because I have to climb up a ladder to get there. So for a brief moment, my head is going to be above that threshold. But I have no autonomy over my character. I can only go up or down. That's all I can do when I'm climbing a ladder. Get you over there. New fuse in. Thank you very much. Okay, so I am supposed to use the shovel to uncover the well. Beyond that, I'm not sure where you want me to do it. See, here's the thing. You know a puzzle is not designed the best when you do know the answer, when your initial assumption is correct, and you just can't figure out how to do it. Yeah, I've been recording for almost 2 hours now, and I just can't figure out how I'm supposed to be going about this, and it's really frustrating that, according to the wiki, I know what I'm supposed to do, and I just can't figure out how to do it. And the fact that that is what I'm supposed to do is literally all the help the wiki is on the subject. I don't want to search for more resources, because every time I alt-tab this game, there's like a high risk of it crashing. So I'm just going to end it here and split this into a third part instead. The way that tree loaded in made it look like there was some wide-armed monstrosity coming out of the fog towards me. I'm really intrigued by this place, and I'm not stopping until I've discovered all I have to learn. But hopefully that'll be next time. It simultaneously feels like we've discovered a lot and nothing at all. Because so much of this episode... Stop it! Because so much of this episode, I don't have time for Evil Dead shenanigans right now during my outro. So much of this episode has been spent on the dream sequences, so we've learned a lot about the character, but not so much about the house.
Hello, Mr. Hogfield. This is Dr. Richards calling from the Dawson Hospital. I'm sorry to bother you in such time. My sincere condolences. But I'd like to talk to you. It's about the day your wife was instated here. Something really strange happened. And I really don't know how to say this, but you should really come here so we can talk. It's really important, sir. Something is not right. Thank you for your time. Bye.
Something is not right. Oh well. I'm sure he just wants to talk to me about the ghost he found inside her that was just waiting to hatch. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any suggestions for other videos you think I should do, or if you just want to talk about creepy and comfy topics in general, the best place to do that is at the Discord at the link in the description. Hello? What is happening now? I just keep getting interrupted by all these spooky happenings. But, in the meantime, I will see you next time. And first things first, next time I'll be replacing that fuse.